Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In War of the Visions, I previously made a video about top launch UR units, which could be viewed as a Reset Marathon recommended characters video. And then the top 4 characters that I recommend in there, Mediena, Engelbert, Shuteru, and Ayaka. I wanted to make videos, one for each of these characters, to get into more detail about the characters, why you should choose them, and also maybe things to be aware of. Because actually I'm looking at these 4 characters, all of them have weaknesses, and then there are some later characters that don't have these weaknesses, so it could be good to know what you're getting before you start rerolling for them. But today let's talk about Mediena here on the left, and then she is still the best magic user in the game, even 4 months into War of the Visions. But she is really good in this game, and I kind of wonder where I would not be if I didn't have her. But she is the best for farming. She's the best farmer in the game, and then the reason for that is because of her limit break, and I guess we can look at that first. But it has a very large area of effect and a little bit of range, and then, because Mediena begins with so many AP points, you can use this on the first turn. And so if you enter a stage where all of the enemies are kind of gathered all together, Mediena, if she can act first, she'll just go out there, shoot off the limit break, take down all the guys, and then you've cleared the mission. And then that really speeds up your farming, so you can get those materials much faster. And this alone, this limit break, makes her one of the best characters in the game. And then that also makes her good for PvP. And so, like, if you're in a guild battle or arena, if you can get, like, 1 or 2 or even 3 of your enemies all within that limit break, that'll give you a big, big advantage. And then, because of the fact that Mediena can cast this turn 1 without a casting time, also makes it very powerful. And so, if you are building a team in PvP and you think you're going to go against Mediena, you need to do things like space your guys, or give them magic resist or something, or ice resist, because, yeah, this limit break is coming. It's that powerful. Next, I guess we can look at her Trustmaster. And then this is an armor, although it doesn't look like it. HP is so-so at 300 for an armor. Accuracy 8, that's kind of interesting. A lot of people these days, they like to up the evade of their characters, and then if you raise your accuracy, you can counteract that. And then Spirit 10, that's pretty good. That's purely for defense against magic attacks. And then next, her active ability. This is a self buff. It will raise your AP points, and then attack and magic, and then also will affect people around her. So that's a nice self buff. And then any kind of additional TP skill you can do in order to raise your AP points. That's also nice to have. I'm personally not dying to have this Trustmaster. I don't think it's one of the best, but if I got it, of course, I would be very grateful. Alright, next let's look at her abilities. So main job is Black Mage, and then these spells and things will be available to her all the time. And then she's Ice Elements, so she has Blizzard and Blizzaga. She also has a couple off-element spells, Bio, non-elemental, and then Flare, also non-elemental. I think Flare is still the strongest magic spell in the game. It can only hit a single target, but it'll do a lot of damage. It does cost 50 AP, which is very expensive. If we look at these other ones, 30, 12, and 12, yeah. So we can see how expensive that is. And then here's Toad. This is a kind of a status effect spell. If you have nothing else to do, you can use this. This is also a TP skill, which means if you run out of AP points, you can cast this Toad in order to refresh those AP points. So you might end up using this more than you would expect. Okay, let's look at her Black Mage sub-job. More ice spells, Blizzara, and then a Drain. This is actually one of her more important skills, because if you don't have a healer on your team, you can use Drain to heal yourself and then keep on going. Next is Aspil. This will drain the TP or the MP points from the other characters. I haven't used this yet, but I could see how this could be useful against other magic users. And then Sleep. This is another TP status effect skill, which you might end up using more than you expect. For the most part, Toad and Sleep, they have maybe like a 20 to 30% success rate, but even if you don't get the status effect, you still get the AP point regeneration, so still worth using. Okay, next we can look at the Green Mage subjob. There are some breaks in here. I see De-Shell, De-Protect, and then Dispel. This is kind of a rare skill, and it's pretty strong as well. But yeah, you just basically eliminate all of the enemy's buffs and stuff. Probably debuffs as well. Here is Ruin. This is another non-elemental attack spell. Here is Bar Blizzara. So if you're facing an ice element boss or enemy, you can use this to protect your teammates. And then this one is it kind of gives haste to another character, another TP skill. So you may be using this. Nice support, not something that you would expect from an attacker like Mediena. And then last is Ninja. This one's interesting, but as you can see, I haven't raised the levels of any of these skills because I never really used the Ninja subjob. But it's got the usual stuff. Hide, this can lower your chance of being targeted. This is really good for Mediena since she's so squishy. Shuriken, this is a ranged attack. It's okay, but her attack value is not high, so you really want to be using spells with her. Here is an area of effect poison attack. This is the ninja magic that will do ice damage. That could be interesting, but I think it's scaled against strength, not magic. I could be wrong about that. And then here's a self buff which will raise your accuracy and then the critical rate. This could be interesting if you have somebody with a lot of magic evade on the other team. And then here, this is a self buff, raise the evade. Again, that could work with hide to make you harder to hit. So the skills of ninja are not that great, but the passive skills for ninja, they are great. But yeah, again, Mediena, great farmer, one of the better damage dealers in the game. And then if you join co-op games, they're always happy to see Mediena, so they won't kick you out, they won't shut down the room. And then the last raid that we saw for Valentine's Day, Mediena was one of the most popular characters for there, because she was a launch character, and so many people had her, and also a strong elemental attacker, so you could chain the ice magic attacks, and then take down that chocolate pudding pretty well. The biggest downside to using Mediena, I would say, is that her HP and then her defense is very low. So I think you do want to pair her with a tank in order to draw the attacks away, maybe a healer. But that is Mediena, one of the top 4 characters that I recommend for the Reset Marathon. Alright, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.